So you want to start investing, but you feel like you have absolutely no idea where to even begin? Well, today, that feeling is over. In this explainer, we're going to cut through all the confusing jargon and give you a super simple playbooks to go from confused to confident, take control of your money, and start building some real wealth. All right, let's get into it. But first, let me ask you something. You've worked really hard to save up some money, right? And it's probably sitting in a savings account where you think it's safe. But what if I told you that just by sitting there, that money is actually shrinking, losing value every single day? Yeah, you heard me right. That's because there's this silent thief that's constantly eating away at your savings. And honestly, understanding this one concept is the entire reason investing is so incredibly important. And that thief, it has a name: inflation. You know how it feels like the price of groceries, gas, everything just keeps creeping up year after year? That's inflation at work. On average, it costs you about 3 to 4% a year, which means the cash you have can buy less and less stuff over time. So let's put some real numbers on this to see what it looks like. Let's say you have $10,000 saved up. If you just leave it in a savings account for 10 years, it will only have the buying power of about $7,000. Just let that sink in for a second. By trying to play it safe, you're literally losing money. Investing is how you fight back. So how do you fight back? How do we actually beat this silent thief? Well, you do it by using one of the most powerful forces in all of finance. I like to call it the snowball effect. And once you really see how it works, you're going to want to start like yesterday. What we're talking about here is compound interest. It sounds complicated, but it's not. All it means is that your money makes money, and then that money starts making its own money. It really is like a tiny snowball at the top of a hill. As it rolls, it picks up more snow, getting bigger and moving faster and faster. And if you want to see just how powerful this is, look at this. This is where it gets a little crazy. Let's say you start investing just $200 a month at age 25. By the time you're 65, you could have around $700,000. Not bad, right? But now, look what happens if you just wait 10 years. Same $200 a month, same investment, but you start at 35. You'd end up with less than half of that. It's the same amount of money going in, just a different clock. Let's just put a big number on that delay. $400,000. That's not a typo. That's the staggering cost of waiting just 1 decade. This proves, without a doubt, that your most powerful investing tool isn't a huge salary, it's time. Okay, so hopefully you're fired up now and ready to put time on your side. But hold on. Before you go and put a single dollar into the market, we need to lay down some ground rules. These are non-negotiable, and if you follow them, you'll be way ahead of most new investors right from day one. Rule number 1, build a safety net. This means having 3 to 6 months of your essential living expenses stashed away in a regular savings account. This is your life happens fund. Rule number 2, diversify. You've heard the saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? It's exactly that. And rule number 3, you have to think long-term. Think in years, not weeks. The market will go up, it will go down, but over the long haul, history shows it trends up. Patience is your superpower here. So you've got the rules down. You're building your safety net. Now we get to the million-dollar question. Literally. Okay, this is all great, but where do I actually put my money? And here's the best part. The answer is probably way simpler than you think. You do not need to become some stock-picking genius trying to find the next big company. In fact, that's a great way to get stressed out and, well, lose money. The best approach is much, much easier. I want you to meet your new best friend, the index fund. Instead of betting on one single company to do well, an index fund lets you buy a tiny piece of hundreds of the biggest companies all at once. For example, an S&P 500 index fund gives you a little sliver of Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and 497 others. It's diversification baked right in. And where you hold that index fund is just as important. If your job offers a 401k with a company match, that is your first stop. It's free money your employer gives you just for saving. Do not, I repeat, do not leave that on the table. After you've gotten that free money, a Roth IRA is a powerhouse. With a Roth, the money you put in has already been taxed, which means all the growth and every single penny you take out in retirement is 100% tax-free. It's an unbelievable deal. So now you know what to buy and where to put it. That's huge, but it's just as important to talk about what not to do. So many beginners stumble into these common traps, and we want to make sure you can just sidestep them completely. Okay, first trap, waiting for the perfect time to invest. It doesn't exist. Time in the market beats timing the market.
Second, and this one is tough, stop checking your portfolio every day. It will only make you anxious and tempt you to make emotional decisions. Third, please do not chase hot stock tips you hear about. That's not investing, that's gambling. And finally, you have to know why you're investing. Having a clear purpose is what will keep you grounded when the market gets shaky.
Okay, let's bring it all home. We've talked about the why, the what, and what not to do. So here it is, your simple, clear, step-by-step action plan that you can start on this week.
Step 1, build that safety net, 3 to 6 months of expenses. Just get it done. Step 2, get your full 401k match. It is free money. Step 3, open and start funding a Roth IRA. Step 4, inside those accounts, buy a simple, low-cost S&P 500 index fund. Step 5, put it on autopilot. Automate your contributions so it happens every month without you thinking about it. And then step 6, the hardest part of all, let it grow. Let time and compounding do their thing.
And that's it. That is the entire playbook. Building wealth isn't some secret trick. It's about following these simple steps, being consistent, and being patient. You now have all the knowledge you need to take control of your financial future. So the only question left is, what's stopping you from taking that first step?